planning the healthcare for Malaysia?
Well, broad principles. One is, of course, which I announced on the day in which I took my post itself, is that we will pay greater importance to preventive health care, particularly against the non-communicable diseases, and probably wage a war on non-communicable diseases. And so we will give that great importance, because diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and those related to that have got a major toll on Malaysians. It's increasing because of lifestyle diseases. As the community becomes more affluent and lifestyle changes, the risk of this kind of disease tends to increase. So we have, I think, according to our National Morbidity Survey 2011, about more than 15% of Malaysian adults have diabetes. The number for hypertension is much higher. And so we need to have a more vigorous attempt at causing behavioral changes about Malaysians so as to reduce the impact of these diseases. So although we have a lot of programs, we are going to review these programs and see how we can actually achieve greater grassroots connectivity to ensure that there can be more success and better results as far as this goes.
There's going to be a new structure.
No, you see, we have got a lot of existing structures within the ministry. We have got a lot of structures within the ministry. We got an entire section on non-communicable diseases. We have, one group which is looking under food, one group which looks under tobacco, and all that is already there. But you see, the end of the day is to what an extent all those things which we are doing in the ministry reaches to the people in the grassroots, and how that will cause the structural change.
But that would take some time, right? Probably
Behavioral change.
Yeah, because
it's a long term.
Right now, the biggest problem is a behavioral disease.
Yeah, it's a long term behavioral change. Like people know it's harmful to smoke, but yet they smoke.
Yeah.
It's no good to take sugar, yet they take sugar. Right. So the knowledge is there, but the transformation is not there. Yeah. So this is what we have to do. We are going to do through our interaction by empowering. So these are people who are already in the community. They are already working with the community. So we allow them to engage better in the community and do that.
Would this mean a budget allocation?
There might be, or reallocation of budgets. But basically, we want a huge number of people on the ground working with us. Our target is about, at least within 1 or 2 years, within 1 year, I want about 50,000 such volunteers working on the ground with us in trying to achieve this.
How healthy or sick is our healthcare system?
Very good. I think we got an excellent, despite the limitations, we got an excellent healthcare system, that in Malaysia, because health care is accessible to all Malaysians. That's the most important thing. Even to the most remote villages, we got a structure which provides basic health care. And I think that is our strength. So it is so we probably have one of the better systems in the developing countries. And probably even a system comparable to the developed state country, because even developed countries, health is a bigger issue for them. Every election in a very developed country, like even in America during Obama's election, his healthcare reforms was the main thing. So even in a country like that, health is an issue. It's a political issue. It's an emotive issue. So even they have not found a solution to these issues, these problems. So of course those problems will continue to be there. Then the British National Health System, one of the oldest health systems in the world, it was crumbling for a long time under the weight of increased costs. So that is an issue which a lot of people have to deal with. So in that sense, I think Malaysians are lucky. For the very little they pay, they get very good health care. And so that is our challenge now. How can we continue this and at the same time keep Malaysians happy?